Okay, so if you all got lost in the video where we're deriving the range equation, it's because there was a mistake. So in the second equation, she forgot to include this t. And so if you're needing help with this, I'm going to work through the math with you. So what we're going to do, we're going to solve this equation for t, and as mentioned, if I'm launching at an angle that is large, my initial height and my final height are going to be the same, so these essentially become 0. So what we're working with is the equation 0 equals v naught sine theta t plus 1/2 gt squared, but as mentioned, because gravity is going in the down direction, we're going to make that negative. I don't like working with negatives, so I'm going to add 1/2 gt squared to both sides. So now I have the equation 1/2 gt squared is equal to v naught sine theta t. So the thing I'm going to do now is I am going to divide both sides by t. So that way I can get rid of this t squared, because t squared divided by t, those are going to go away, and when I take t divided by itself, that cancels to 1. So now my equation is 1/2 gt is equal to v naught sine theta. And remember, I'm trying to solve for t, so I'm going to multiply by 2 to get rid of my 1/2, and then I'm going to divide by g. So what I'm going to get is that t is equal to 2 v naught sine theta divided by g, because I had to multiply by 2 to get rid of this fraction, and then I had to divide by g since they're adjacent to each other, which indicates I need to do multiplication. So then we're supposed to take this value and plug it in here for this t. So what that is going to look like is that x is equal to v naught cosine theta times 2 v naught sine theta divided by g. So we're going to combine our like terms. So we have v naught in both sides of this multiplication. So this is where we got the v naught squared we see in the final equation. The 2 is always going to go out in front. And then we're just going to take our cosine theta times sine theta. And all of that would be divided by g, because you can think of this as v naught cosine theta over 1. So then you multiply your numerators and your denominators, and 1 times g would just be g. So this is how she came up with that equation. Again, she was missing the t that's part of that vertical height calculation in the y direction. So if you were just going off of her equations and not what you should hopefully know is the correct equation, that was going to be difficult for you to do, because you would have had a t squared and there was no square root in this equation. So hopefully that's not too bad. This is actually a really common mistake. I make this mistake a lot, and not when I'm doing this in 2 dimensions. I also make it in 1 dimension. So just make sure, since there's so many variables in these equations, just do a quick double check to make sure that you didn't lose track of one of your variables in those 3 kinematics equations. Hope this helped.